All right. Cheers.
Cheers.
Yeah, 101, right?
10,000.
What was it?
I probably spent on her probably about like 80,000. And the last chick that I was officially dating, we almost got a dog after like 2 days of knowing each other.
Somebody that's asking you to define something immediately has ulterior motives.
You are now listening to the Men Don't Know podcast.
Welcome to the Men Don't Know podcast. I am the man of many friends. And here on the podcast, we just talk about a bunch of questions that men want answered to. So we ask a bunch of women over wine and cocktails. So I figured I'd start out the new episode 101 with my sister, Nina. Nina, thank you for being here.
My pleasure. Cheers.
And you know what? And first of all, I want to thank everybody that's been listening, everybody that's caught up to all the episodes, everybody that's reaching out and shouting me out. I got merch coming out all week long, all day long. I'm getting to everybody. Do not worry. I know you've been seeing them pop up on IG and stuff like that. Everybody's merch is getting sent out. Whether you follow me on Instagram, whether you listen to me on Google Play, Spotify, iHeartRadio, YouTube, or you download the Men Don't Know podcast app, I can't thank y'all enough. All right, Nina, so we brought up this topic on episode 100, and I had to double back to it because of the fact that men, there's a lot of questions that men still want answers to. And one of them is, would you date a man that lives with his parents?
I would.
Really?
Yeah, it really just depends on the circumstances. I mean, there's some really hardworking men out there who are looking to save for either, their family lifestyle or just for themselves to, buy a house. And I'm a firm believer, sometimes you have to take 2 steps back to get 3 steps forward, and that's a way to definitely move forward.
Okay, so let me ask you this, and why do you think women wouldn't date a man that lives at home?
I think some women wouldn't date a man who lives at home because they probably feel as though he's not stable. He relies on his parents, like codependency. Okay. So they just automatically assume that he just might not be about anything, might not have any ambitions, so.
Okay, so let me ask you this then. Would you take a man living at home with his parents or with roommates?
I'll take a man living at home with his parents.
Why?
Because I just feel like with, of course I think it's it depends on the situation, but of course, living with his parents, because I feel like there's probably more structure and discipline living with his parents than with roommates. With roommates, every day is a party.
Yeah. Every day. Yeah. Even if said person didn't plan the party and you're over and they're turned into, and you just probably want to chill. Yeah. It's not a chill.
It's not chilling Netflix. It's here comes the party and you're like, wait, what's going on here?
Okay. All right. Well, shoot. Let's. I know we're a little. Let's hit up my boy Albert. See if he picks up real quick. See what he's talking about. See if he picks up. Maybe not. Let's see.
Yo.
Albert, how we living, man? I had to bring you in in episode 101. I had to bring you in. I had to. I haven't talked to you in a minute, my guy. How we living?
Hey, I'm good, man. We just headed back. Took a trip out of San Antonio real quick. Kind of got it used to it.
Nice.
It's crazy right now.
I ain't even mad at that. Well, on episode 101, I'm actually here with my sister Nina this time.
Nina.
Hey.
What's going on?
Nothing. How are you?
I'm good.
Okay.
Feel healthy.
Exactly. As we love hearing that, my God. As we love hearing that. All right. So the question of the matter is today, do you think women will date a man living with his parents?
You said will a woman?
Yeah, will a woman date a man living with his parents?
I would say yeah. I mean, obviously, circumstantially, I think there's
reasons why they wouldn't, but I think for the most part, depending on the individual and the reasons why he's living at home with his parents, I think it'd be acceptable.
Okay, so let me ask you this: give me a reason why a woman would date a guy living at home with his parents versus a guy wouldn't, or a woman wouldn't.
I think it'll be first of all, I answer that question. Congratulations on your 100 episodes and all stuff like that.
I appreciate you, my guy.
It's been a great ride, but yeah, I think reasons why they would, and if he gets a chance to explain himself, would be like, hey, I'm at home because I'm saving money for to buy a house, or just kind of just solidifying, financial whatever. Moved home to create some liquidity outside of debt or paying off debt. To get some financial freedom. I think that would be acceptable. Now, and then of course, it also depends on where you're at. California, New York, places where, the cost of living is a little higher. I think probably for the most part that will never be a question, because it's just one of those things. Either you're going to have a roommate or, something like that. So it's kind of the norm, but probably reasons why they wouldn't, whether, the person is just lazy, not ambitious,
okay.
Kind of just mooching off their parents because they can, comfortable, those may be reasons why they wouldn't, kind of want to move out on their own, or, maybe in some cases they're a mama's boy and mom takes care of, does everything. So why would I want to leave? She, my mother cooks and cleans and does all the other things that I did when I was a child. Maybe that might be reason as well. And then that kind of goes back to, ambition and stuff like that. But yeah, I mean, I can see both sides to it, but I think women will be more understanding if, the reasons why, there's some type of ambitious, goal-oriented reason why they're at home.
Okay, so now let me ask you this real quick. Do you think women would rather date a guy that lives at home with his parents or has roommates like his boys?
Oh, I think I would try with the parents, but only because the roommate situation kind of mirrors the college fraternity type of thing, party, and so you may not be taken as serious.
Exactly.
So I think that's probably why the parents might be favored.
Damn, the fraternity life.
Well, essentially, that's what it is. Depending on your boys and who you're with, there may be a situation where it could be at any given moment throughout the day or in the evening, it could be a party.
That's exactly what my sister said.
Yep, that's exactly what I said.
She said, I don't want to have to come over, and then all of a sudden it's a kegger.
Right.
She said,
it doesn't have to be a Thursday, Friday, or Saturday. It could be on a Monday.
Yeah.
I mean,
it could be margarita Monday, taco Tuesday, wine Wednesday, thirsty Thursday.
Right. And what's going to happen is that, and I think there should be healthy balance between your SO, significant other, and your boys. But you got a roommate situation with your boys, most times, more than not, you're going to side with your boys or compromise whatever situation they have going in the house with your girl, right?
Yeah.
Or she's going to feel uncomfortable, whatever situation. So it's just a headache I'm sure women will avoid.
Yes, most definitely.
Sooner or later, she's going to get tired of it.
Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah, I ain't even mad at that, my guy.
That's an interesting dynamic question.
I mean, you gotta realize. I feel like now this day and age, people are more susceptible to having roommates or living double back to their parents to get a step ahead instead of being in that same position for the rest of their life.
For sure, I wish I wish my little bro the best in his musical endeavors, and I personally feel that the situation he had, back home would have been
Yeah.
Before he jumped out on his own and kind of went out to do the musical thing, which I commend him for. But I think he probably could have took advantage of the situation a little bit longer and what was available to him, in terms of not having to buy and take care of certain things. So, not to put my little bro out there, but that's a situation where I would agree with. Yeah, you stay home a little bit longer, expect a little more bread.
Oh yeah, absolutely, 100%. 100%. So let me ask you this: if you give guys any advice about living home with their parents, and even though they think a woman wouldn't accept that, what would you tell them?
So the advice of how to have that conversation?
Nah, not even have that conversation. Like, make sure that, like, to me, I feel like it's like a stigma. Like, when you live at home, like, no girl's gonna want a dude that lives at home. And I'm like, this guy could be, sitting on a mountain of cash. Mm-hmm. You don't know what his situation is or why he doubled back and stayed at home. He don't have no bills. He don't have nothing. He waiting for Mrs. Wright to, drop the bag, move out, do the whole nine. First house, first, ring, first marriage, first kid,
Well, that's tough to give a response, because I feel that if you're at home with your parents and you have the right intention of saving money and trying to buy a home, like that, I think that's a conversation you could speak on right off the bat. Mm-hmm. I think if you're there for those reasons, I really don't have any advice to the fact of what I just said. Like, I think you're just speaking to your reality. Like, look. Yeah. If it comes up, like, hey, or if the conversation comes up that I live with my parents eventually, whether it's day 1, 2, 3, or 4, whatever, it's because of this reason. Now, of course, you have to back that up. If you kind of progress in a relationship and you get to the situation where now you're guys together, then she's probably going to be like, okay, well, I believe you, when the house coming or whatever situation is then. If you don't have your ducks in order, I don't say ducks. I don't know why I say ducks.
I have squirrels right now, and they're at a rave. Okay.
But if you don't have everything in order, So it's kind of say now if you are a guy that doesn't have your everything in order, and you're using that reasoning so you don't push away the woman. Mm-hmm. That next day, you need to, look in the mirror and figure out, your situation, and maybe, get off your ass and really, do some self-reflection and figure that out, if you're using that reason, because it's going to work until, you got to show your cards, right? By laying them down.
So get everything you can while you can. No, I'm playing. Okay, so now in that last question real quick, so I'm going to let you go because I know you're on the road. Give some women advice about if they're dating a dude that's living at home. He could be living with his boys. No, I'm playing. No, but what I'm saying.
I would probably say if to be open to the idea that if the guy has given the reason that is to buy a home, let it play out. And that's hard to say too, because I don't want a woman kind of like wasting her time.
Yeah,
but if that guy is adventurous, whether he's stimulated them, intellectually or physically, whatever kind of keeps him going is, to be open and be patient. For it to unfold. And I'm pretty sure, women are pretty good at seeing things for what they are for the most part. So I think they'll be able to pick on quick if he's full of shit or he in fact does have potential. Because I think women for the most part will be patient if they see a guy as ambitious and trying at least to work better. I think the actions will come into play. So I would say my advice was, if he does say that, give him a chance to show that is in fact true. What he's saying.
Oh, I like that. All right, my God, I'm gonna let you go. I'm gonna text you later. We gotta catch up. I know you on the road and it's been a long one, so I'll holler at you in a minute.
For sure. Already. All right,
man,
Nina.
stay up.
All right. Have a good day.
Appreciate it.
All right, lady.
Bye.
Okay, so what do you think? Do you agree? Like, okay, like advice for women that like, and that's my thing. Like, I feel like some women shun it,
Yeah.
but then they get all the fruits of that tree. Of that gentleman living at home because he has more money. Hey, let's go to Dubai. You know what I'm saying? Hey, let's go do this. Or, hey, let's go eat at this expensive restaurant. Don't worry, he doesn't have those everyday bills that consume all those type of things for him not to be able to do that.
Yeah, that's true. I just think it's all about, just making sure that you guys are on the same page. So that he's not just at home, just relaxing and doing absolutely
living my
nothing.
best life. No, I'm playing. Nah, I mean, okay. Let me ask you this, and let's be honest. What is the perks of a man living at home? Do you think?
I think the perks is that the man will have, hopefully will have more money. Will have his head on his shoulders. Will have a plan. Mm-hmm. Would have everything, not necessarily in writing. It could be on a whiteboard. Yeah. And that he would continuously be ambitious because there's a lot of things that you can do. Staying with your parents, and that doesn't mean that you're living at your parents for free.
Yeah. I think. Speak. Go ahead now. Go ahead. Yeah, go ahead. That's true. I didn't bring that up. Yeah. Go ahead.
I think there's, a lot of people think, might think, you're so lucky you still live with your parents. You don't really have to pay any bills. And that's not the case. You can be paying $1,500. Yeah. But, like in the state of California, that's inexpensive these days, which when you think about it, it's really ridiculous. But, what can we do?
All right, let's call everybody's favorite woman Alex. Let me see. And here we go. Let's see if she picks up. She's up to. Ooh, that's loud.
Hello?
Alex, how we doing?
I'm doing good. How are you?
I'm doing well. Episode 101. I'm actually here with just me and my sister. Nina, say hi to Alex. She has like the biggest smile on her fucking face.
Hi, Nina. Girl, we need to go out.
Yes, most definitely.
Oh my gosh.
Let me know when.
Okay. Let's get back. Let's get back to business. How you doing though? You good?
Yeah, I'm good. And I'm actually driving home right now.
Okay. So, what we're talking about right now is we're talking about, could you date a guy that still lives with his parents?
Like, has never moved out, like failure to launch type of thing, or like, divorced and is like rebuilding his empire?
All right, let's go with the first one. Never moved out. Could you date him?
No.
Why not? Be honest.
Because it kind of shows no ambition, no drive, no motivation. Okay. You kind of want someone that's trying to at least become established or trying to do something. And I don't know. I think I would need that, but I'm older, so I need a little more stability.
Yeah, but you would date a guy that doubled back to live at home, even though he's been out to rebuild.
Yes. Yeah, definitely. Because I think when you go through a divorce, that your finances are up in the air, and sometimes you end up just needing a couple of months to rebuild or figure out your situation, or see what your next plan is. Especially if you have kids, there's child support, spousal. There's so many different things that could be going on that could be hindering him from having his own place. So something like that, I could totally understand.
Okay, so let me ask you this now, and my sister brought this up very cleverly, and so I have to ask you this: would you rather date a man that lives at home or lives with roommates?
Oh, you see, Roommates are that's hard. I think roommates is kind of like I don't want to go to a frat house when I go hang out with my man, you know?
She said
I just
everybody said the same thing.
Well, yeah, I mean, the idea of I have a couple of guy friends that live together.
Yeah.
And one of them is a hoe. Like, I mean, he will screw anyone, anything, as long as it has a heartbeat.
Damn.
And my other friend is the polar opposite. He's like relationship driven, whatever. But can you imagine once my guy friend that is relationship driven, once he finds a girl, she's not going to want a revolving door, you know? She's not going to want girls coming in and out or, you know, panties, whose are these? What's this? What's going on? Fights? Like, no, nobody wants to deal with that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think roommates would be worse.
Damn. Okay. I didn't. Yeah. You know what? I, at some point, you always think like anybody that does roommates, like a woman would rather have that. But listening to all you women put it like that, and even my buddy put it like that, you guys really think it's a real life frat house when you got the boys. Yeah, well, I mean, it kind of is. And my sister said, like, you know, every day could be a party, even though you want to just come over, chill, maybe Netflix it up. And they got Taco Tuesday going, Wine Wednesday going, Thirsty Thursday going. And it's like, damn, can we get a time to chill, you know?
But you know, it's not just that. I remember when I was dating my son's dad, he was in college and he had like 3 roommates. And I remember the first time I spent the night, I went to shower and their tub was black.
Oh.
Like the tub was black.
Mm-hmm.
They were just crusty and disgusting. And I remember when I started staying there a little more often, like I had to wash the bathroom because they're like, well, we don't care. They were taking a shower in a bathtub with flip-flops on. That's how disgusting it was. So, yeah, no. But, I mean, I was like 18 at the time, so it wasn't a big deal. But looking back at it now, oh, hell no. You better have a cleaning lady, all you grown-ass men in one house.
That is crazy. I never thought about that. I never, well, I was, you know, I was raised to clean, so I never thought about that. That is crazy. Yeah, you know what? Yeah, you know, yeah. Okay. So you told me about a little something. You did a little something with quarantine since quarantine season was over for a little bit. I gotta know what the hell happened, Nina. Alex went on a date with Quarantine Bay.
Oh.
It was kind of, well, so I called, you know, we talked and he's like, you know, come over, I'm done with work, whatever. And I headed out there and I told him, you know, I'm pulling up and he's like, okay, well, don't get out of the car and let's just go like have dinner, go to a bar somewhere or something. I was like, what? I'm wearing like tights and like a tube top, you know, because I thought we were just going to hang out at his house, which is what we normally do. And he's like, and I told him, I'm like, well, I need to change. Like, I'm not dressed to go anywhere. And he's like, well, do you have clothes? I'm like, well, yeah, we carry clothes in the car. So I changed real quick and we went to a bar and it was different. Like, I wasn't expecting like a date, you know?
Yeah.
So it was cute, but my little eyeballs were roaming everywhere because there were so many cute guys this place. Burbank, girl, gotta be Burbank.
See?
No, but it was really sweet. It was really nice. It was nice to know that I'm not just, you know, a piece of ass because, you know, like quarantine love I kind of thought was a 4 walls thing. I didn't think it was going to spill out to the real world, you know?
Got it.
So will there be a date number 2?
In the morning, we woke up and he had to go take care of a couple things. And I'm like, well, I'm going to go. He's like, no, just stay and I'll come back and we'll have breakfast together.
Oh.
Yeah, we went out, we had breakfast. I know. Then I'm like, okay, well, I'm going to go. And he's like, no, let's watch a movie together. And then, you know, then if you need to go, you can go. I'm like, all right, we watched 2 movies together and I came home. So it was sweet, you know?
Okay.
It was
like
cute.
that.
Yeah.
Okay, we made it. We made it, fellas.
I know.
Fellas, we made it. One guy getting out of Quarantine Bay. One guy, you know, hey, not all of us will make it out of being Quarantine Bay, but I'm very happy he did because, wow.
Yeah.
I mean,
I see that he's making an effort, so that's really sweet. I really appreciate that.
damn, is effort all y'all need?
Yeah, it's a lot.
Yeah, a little consideration. That's a lot.
Jesus, what is going on out there in this day and age? Effort is all a man needs to do, and yet we don't do any of it. I take it. Wait. What did you say? Wait, what happened?
I said, it's so
Wait. You're moving around. Wait. Where are you at? Because you're moving like you're cutting in and out. I'm gonna have to hang up. Hello?
Hello?
Okay, now you're perfect.
Okay. It's person's time that. So I know you've been working 10 hours. Please that for it.
All right, I have to call you back. Because you're cutting in and out. Me and my sister are trying to put it together like a puzzle. Okay, now you're better. Like, what are you doing? Like, where are you going? Like, you stop moving and you're perfect now. Okay.
Oh, now you're good.
Yeah, now you're good now. Now you're good. So what did you say? I don't know. What is going on? No, it's not me. Hello? Hang on. Wow, that was crazy. I mean, yeah.
But yeah, see, some effort. That was great of Quarantine Bay. He was like, let me show you how I am.
Wow.
Outside of, these four walls.
That's crazy. Okay, I have a new, it's so crazy. So all the time, people always DM me and always email me and always text message me. Mm-hmm. And, I got into, people follow me now because they see other people wearing the brand.
Yes.
And so one of my friends was rocking a brand. This girl saw it, got my Instagram, reached out, sent a package. She was like, I'd love to voice my opinion on there. And I was like, you know what, damn it?
Let's start.
All right, let's start it. Yeah, 100%. Because, I don't want to, I guess that's how I get more friends. And that's why I'm a man of many friends, because of the fact that I always, I'm always willing to listen to understand.
Yeah.
Women.
Which is huge.
Apparently, because, apparently all y'all want is, what did she say? Attention? Mm-hmm. No, she didn't say attention. Did she use the word attention? Appreciation.
Appreciation.
Yeah, man. All right. Well, let's call Ange. Ange's first time
caller, long time listener.
Now, I don't know if she's a long time listener. She's a listener, but I don't know if she'll. Let's see if she picks up though. It'd be crazy if she does. Maybe not. Oh.
So.
Oh, the time has arrived. Ange, how we doing?
Hello.
How you doing? I know we've never talked before, and I just want to say welcome to the show. You're on episode 101. I'm here with my sister Nina. Nina, say hello to Ange.
Hi, Ange.
Hi, Nina.
She's here to back you up if ever so there ever need to be. But anyways, I want to first of all thank you for picking up your phone. Not a lot of people do, but I appreciate it. I feel like you now know what it's like to sit in the hot seat, but so you might be sending me the voicemail after this, but it's all good. Okay, so our question for you today is, could you date a man that lives with his parents?
That lives with his parents?
Yeah, his parents, his parentals.
I think I'm going to say yes, but I think it depends on, the circumstances for sure.
Okay, tell me the circumstances. Now I'm curious.
Yeah, I mean, okay, so I actually did date a guy that lived with his parents, and,
Go ahead now. Hey, she probably got grapes fed in her mouth. She probably got fanned with leaves. Go ahead. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
But in the beginning, I thought it was cool, whatever, because he was pursuing music. So for me, I was like, oh my god, he's
doing this, doing that, whatever. But then, like, I started noticing. So, like, we dated for, like, actually 3 years.
3 years? And he
Wow.
lived at the parents?
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
And I was just, like, I don't know, I guess supporting him. Like, you know, like, okay, yeah, do your thing, whatever. But I started noticing, like, every time we would go out, I was paying for everything. And then, like, it came to the point, I remember once, like, I found, like, he was talking to his dad, and he said, hey, can I get some money? Like, just things like that. Like, he didn't, like, he was, like, asking for allowance almost. So then, you know, I had a talk with him, and I was like, hey, like, you know, like, are you ever thinking maybe of getting, like, a part-time job, or, like, you know, I don't know, like, something. And he's just like, no, screw that. Like, I'm not going to do that. Like, he was just so against, like, getting I guess, quote unquote, real job. And he was lazy. So, like, that completely just, like, turned me off. So regarding, like, circumstances, like, I'm saying, you know, are you, like, actively, like, seeking, like, you know, a job, or, like, are you living with your parents to, like, save money? Have you ever moved out, or, like, are you going back in there? Like,
that's the second time it got brought up. Have you ever moved out? So what if a guy did move out and then he doubled back for a bit? You're okay with that then, I take it.
I think that's fine. I mean, one of my best friends, she's actually dating a guy. They've been together for, like, almost 2 years, and he has an amazing job. Like, he pays for a lot of things. Not that, like, that matters, but, like, he shows that he's, like,
it does. No,
at least he's, like,
that shit matters. Go ahead, as we should, though. Go ahead.
Yeah, but, like, you know, he has a great job. Like, he's a great guy. Like, he's not lazy, and he's, like, helping out his mom, you know, first of all.
Yeah.
And two, like, we've all talked about it before, you know, and, like, he's like, well, I'm just saving up money for, like, the future, for when, like, I do move out with, like, my girl, or whatever the case may be. So, like, so yes, I would date a guy that was, you know, still living with his parents, but again, it just depends.
Okay, so now I got to double back and ask the question now. Would you date a guy? Which would you rather? Date a guy that lives with his parents, or date a guy that has roommates?
How many roommates?
Apparently, it's called a frat house when it's more than
Oh,
one.
no.
No. Hey, no. Be honest.
I know. I'm trying to think, because I've also been in that in that spot too.
Damn.
I think probably his parents.
Again, for the fucking
Yeah.
man. Really?
Yep.
Is it because you've been in that situation where it was just like a nonstop party and frat house, where you were just like, get me out of this?
I think so. Yeah. I don't know. And then, you know, like, those dudes are going to be bringing girls over all the time. Like, I just don't like that.
Hey, I'm not even mad at you. Every woman has said that. Every woman has
really?
Said, every woman said, I'll take the parents' house all day, all time. I'm like, damn, really? Like, you don't want him to? You're like, nope, because you might have one of his homeboys that is, you know, Bill Bellamy, how to be a player, and he's bringing anything back that has a heartbeat, basically. As as one of my last callers would say, anything that came back that had a heartbeat, and then she has two friends, and then now everybody's hanging out. She was like, no. I don't want to I don't want to be in a situation where I have my man going home to that. Not to say that he would put himself in that position, but why put yourself, why sit in front of a bank with a gun in your hand? You know, like, you know, like, why even give a reason of doubt to put in her mind? I mean, okay, let me spice the pot up even more. So you would, I you know, first time caller, so I gotta dig deep with you.
No, go for it.
Okay, at what age do you think he has to be out of his parents' house, or is there no age? Remember, you living in
Oh
California.
man. Yeah. See, that's another thing, man. Like just living in LA, I feel like it's so expensive. Like LA is almost like you either have to live with somebody or you have to have like an amazing job or be well off or whatever, you know? You either have to live with a roommate, with parents, whatnot. But I think like I wouldn't date a guy that still lives with his parents if he was like maybe, I think the cutoff would probably be like, I don't know, like maybe 30, 35, 34.
That's fair.
Yeah.
That's fair. Without
Because
underlining.
I'm 32, so.
Oh, you're 32.
I mean,
Oh, wow. Okay. Okay. So you're saying that, but without underlying conditions. I take it like, okay, he's just being lazy, type of thing.
he what? I'm sorry?
I said I guess you would say that if he was like, okay, 32 is the cutoff, but if there were other underlying issues, you would probably. Like if he was doing it to help out his folks and, they got into a rough spot and he doubled back because that's family.
Yeah. I mean, I think I'd be okay with that.
Yeah, I mean, at least he cares about family, wants to build one. You know
Yeah,
what I'm saying?
right.
Like,
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
You don't hear him say, "Shut
Yeah.
up, mom." You know what I'm saying? You're like, "Oh, you're talking to your mother like that?"
Right.
Oh,
Not okay.
no. I hate that. That's like the worst thing that a guy could ever do.
Oh, you've seen that happen.
I've dated a guy that talked to his mom like horribly, and I'm
You
like
are
in front of me
lying.
too. Yes, in front of me, and it's so awkward because I'm like, what the heck are you doing? You know?
Hey,
And then it
you
just
know where
goes
there's
back
smoke,
to,
there's
like-
fire, right?
Yeah.
You know where there's smoke, there's fire.
And I was just gonna say that. And whenever we would argue and stuff, he would talk to me exactly the way he would talk to his mom. And I was like, yeah, this is not okay.
Yeah, nah. See, I feel like I would much rather a woman live at home and me meet her because I could see how she's if she's family oriented or not. Like I can see how
Right,
she talks to
yeah.
her parents, how she talks to her dad, if she likes her, if she has siblings. I can see all of that, and I'm like, okay, this is, all right.
Yeah, it
Like,
shows you a lot for
yeah,
sure.
I could check character on date one.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
Yep.
like okay,
You're
okay,
right.
you got okay. Oh shoot, okay, you got friends. Okay, you got friends too. Okay, like,
Yeah.
yeah. All right, shoot. Well, I do appreciate you. I'm gonna let you go. I'm pretty sure this
Alright.
won't be the last time I have you on
Yeah.
here because I feel like she has
Yeah,
a lot
no.
of info. Like, I feel like.
Oh, I have so many stories.
See, and,
It's crazy.
see, Jesus. All right, well, I appreciate you. I'm gonna let you go, but thank you so much.
Bye, Ann.
Thank you for calling me. Bye.
Bye. Take it easy. That is wow. You women are
Yeah.
I would not have thought women would date a man living at home with his parents.
Oh, yeah, most definitely. I mean, like she said, especially in LA, I mean, for a little like 680 square feet, they want like 3,500 a month.
Yeah, for 4 walls, 400,000. I mean, it is what it is, but I mean, it's just crazy to hear. Like I'm shocked. I have no words.
Really?
Like right, Nina, you got to realize, like women want, like you could see the checklist that women have. That thing is a mile long. Like, and maybe you check all those boxes, but you still live at home, so you don't want to double down and let her know. But I always tell guys like, look, check this out. She'll know that you're family oriented. You have respect for your family enough to not leave them on a whim, and it'll even show you how well that they are with treating their family and friends, because of the fact that he'll show you the respect that he has for his family.
Oh, most definitely.
Because of the fact that, hey, like she said, Ange said, she heard, her ex or the guy she was dating talking to her mom crazy. And what was she going to get when they got into an argument?
She got talked to crazy.
And she was
So,
like,
yeah, you just like, oh, no, bye.
all right, let's do one more. We 40 minutes. Let's do one more. Let's hit up E and see what I gotta. Where's she at? Okay, here we go. Bang.
Oh. Hey.
What is up, E? How we living?
We are living Netflix
Ah.
and nap.
Oh, Netflix and nap, not Netflix and chill.
No.
She said
We
this
ain't
is
chilling.
She said this is so low, dolo. Okay.
And ice cream.
Oh, and ice cream. I ain't even mad at that. Damn, that sounds fire right now. So actually here on episode 101, I am here with my sister today. Nina, say what's up to E.
Hi.
I'm glad y'all haven't met, so y'all can't already love her or y'all can't love each other like all women say. But anyways,
Yes.
So we're talking about right now, we're wondering if would you date a man that lives with his parents?
I have.
Okay.
I have. Would I in the future? Yes, I would. But
Wow, really? Damn, you off No, you know what? That shit is crazy because all you women are saying yes.
I mean, yes and no, because I have dated it, good and bad. I have dated a guy where I was in a relationship for a couple years, and he was a mama's boy, and he lived with his mom, and it was crazy. And I was like, I can't be with you. Your mom's fucking nuts. Like it was crazy. But I did just recently date a guy that his mom lives with him, actually.
Okay.
Nah, he lives with the mom, you know.
Okay.
And she's very respectful. Doesn't get into his business. It's crazy, but I love it. But
Are y'all still set
depends.
together?
Huh? No, just kidding.
Okay, we gonna leave that right
What?
there.
No,
No, we leaving it
No, I'm
right there.
kidding.
We leaving it right there. But anyway, so
But
go ahead.
yeah. No, it kind of just depends what kind of dude he is, you know, and how his family, his mom or dad or whatever, how respectful they are to the relationship.
Got you. Damn.
Yeah.
Okay, so let me ask you this now. Now, I'm gonna see if you're gonna double down. Would you rather date a guy with roommates, or would you rather date a guy that lives with his parents?
What was the second one? Roommates or what?
Or parents?
Damn.
Let me.
I don't know.
Maybe I live
that
with
was a
3
tough
guys.
one.
You know, I live with 3 guys, or I live with my parents.
I think guys. I don't know.
Really?
I don't know.
You don't mind the frat house?
I don't know. I mean, it could be good and bad because, like, the guys, it could be a bad influence.
Yeah, I mean, you could have
Or-
one. You could have one that's bringing anything but a heartbeat
Party
home.
time.
Yeah, it's margarita Monday, taco Tuesday, wine Wednesday, Thursdays, and then we get to Friday and Saturday and Sunday. Sunday fun day, and then on Monday we back at it
They all
again.
better have Snapchats and they all better have Instagrams. That's all I'm saying.
Wow.
Because
Wow, you're trying to double back on the.
I'm gonna be
PI.
like, I have a friend that is interested. Send her ass in there. No.
Wow.
Investigate.
Wow. Send her in here as a 007 agent, huh? Jesus. So you would date a guy that lives with 3 roommates.
Yeah, but I don't know. I don't know. It's kind of almost like the parent thing because you don't have your own space unless they know how to. But it's just hard. It's really hard. Can't be like Megan says, like running around his mansion with. But yeah, I mean, I would rather just be like, you know what? I'll just move you in.
Oh,
how about that?
Damn. All right. Okay, so let me ask you this: do you even have an age for a guy to be on his own by himself?
18? No.
Oh, shit,
Like, you gotta get out of the house. No. Well, depends his occupation too. I mean, if he's going to school, but I would think like once you're like 23, 24, 25.
What if I'm a doctor?
Then you better rent a studio. No, I'm just kidding.
Be a neurosurgeon. You trying to pack on bills?
No, but I think it's because I left the home at a very young age and I had to become independent, on my own. So I'm like, well, you are a dude. If I could do it, you can do it. So
facts. No, facts without a doubt. No. And I love hearing your opinion, 100%.
Yeah, so I'm not used to like, this whole quarantine thing. My mom's like, you know what, you should save your money and move back in. And I'm like, Mom, I'd rather be homeless, no offense. I'm like, I can't move back in with you, Mom, no offense, but I just can't do it. I need my kitchen, my space. I want to wake up at whatever time I want to wake up. I don't want to have, and then if I have people over, like, she's always like, who's here? Should I cook for them? So I just like my privacy.
Yeah. Nothing wrong with that. I hear that. Shoot. Yeah. Well, I appreciate you. Thank you for hopping on. Sure. I'm gonna let you go, but thank you. I'm gonna text you later though, since you're just you're just Netflix and napping with ice cream.
Netflix and nap
with ice cream.
All right, then.
All right, man.
You guys have fun.
Right,
bye.
Appreciate you. Wow. Okay. Not gonna fucking lie. I did not even think women would date a guy that lives at home.
Yeah, I think, to be honest, this day and age, like, we understand, because we have our own finances that we have to take care of. Yeah. And, it doesn't mean that you're not independent. And I think that's what a lot of people think, like, oh, well, you live, it's better to live with roommates than your parents. And that's not always the case, because I don't want, to me, like, for me, I don't want to come to your house and there's like 4 other guys living in a 2-bedroom, 2-bath or 2-bedroom woman. I don't want that. Nuts. I would rather, you're at your parents. There's a reason you want, ambition. Yeah. You're going to school, like you have drive. That's impressive. Want to save your money and not pay like $3,500 a month. And
I always think of it like this, until you meet that certain someone, like, it stay as long as you can, because trust me, like, why, you trying to build with somebody, but I would say you have to go out and do it yourself. You got to jump out there and check it out first before you double back. Yeah. And if you do double back with the intentions of next time putting your foot out there, like you about to drop the bag on something.
Of course, I agree.
I mean, I feel like any guy that does double back is like, nah, because the next time I come out, this is how I'm coming out. Like, so we either gonna build together, or you gonna get off the train before I even get to the destination.
Hey, that's what's up.
All right, guys, I really do appreciate everybody for listening, whether you're listening on Google Play, iHeartRadio, Apple Podcast, Spotify, YouTube, or you download the Men Don't Know Podcast app. I can't thank y'all enough. Without y'all, I could not be doing this. Keep sending in the questions, whether it's on Instagram at Men Don't Know, Twitter at Men Don't Know 1, or you are emailing Chris at mendon'tknow.com. Like, send them in. I love getting questions. I love getting DMs. I do respond. And, man, I love having new people on the show. So I think I'm going to start doing that. I think it's pretty cool. But, guys, I appreciate you guys once again. Merch heading out this week. I can't thank y'all enough. We are out of here.
Bye.
What was it?
I probably spent her probably about like $80,000, and the last chick that I was officially dating, we almost got a dog after like 2 days of knowing each other.
Somebody that's asking you to find something immediately has ulterior motives.
You are now listening to the Men Don't Know podcast.